Hey writers, how you doing? All right, this little talk that I'm going to give right now um, is about how to create a writing system. Now, in a couple of posts before this live video, I posted two graphics and a PDF. The PDF is just like a kind of a printable version of one of the graphics. You can go back and get them later, but let's start out by commenting how it's been going so far. We've been away from each other for just an hour and a half or so. So write down how it's been going. Has the writing felt good? Did you get some things done? Give me a little comment so I know you're out there. And then we'll jump right into the how to create a writing system. So go ahead and comment how you're doing and how this first chunk of writing went. I'm just talking a little bit to get you guys, to give people time to jump on. So, okay, so today I'm going to talk about creating a writing system. And one of the big problems I think that we have as academics and as women and moms, which many of you are, is that we are pulled in a lot of directions, like, to say the least, right? So not only do we have teaching, service, and research, but we also have our family responsibilities and our personal responsibilities and all the stuff like we have to get done for ourselves. So good job, Rihanna. I'm glad you're kicking butt and taking names. Good job. So we have to balance all of these things. And what happens? I call it like the putting out fires method of going through our academic life. Whereas something comes up and it trumps out all the other things we had planned to do. And a lot of times that thing that we had planned to do is our writing. And that's what keeps getting pushed to the bottom. Sean, I'm so glad to hear that your first hour went well. That's what we love. Good flow is excellent. So what we need to do is get systematic about our writing. And in Spanish, I live in Puerto Rico, and I do speak Spanish. And what they say, have this phrase of being like jealous with your time, which just means like that you are very protective of your time and you don't let stuff bump over your writing time. Because it's really easy to let teaching, especially, fill up all your time. Teaching will expand to fill the amount of time that you have. Okay. And also, like, depending on your field, data collection will expand to fill up as much of the time as you let it. So at some point, you have to make a boundary and say, okay, I'm going to have writing time. Sarah, let's see. Sarah drafted the email, which was test number 2. That's good. Get those quick wins out of the way. That's awesome. And did online research. Good. Started the section for the budget. Okay. Okay. All right, Sarah. Keep it up. All right, so I'm going to talk about a system because I like systems. And one thing that's not working, which you can comment or give me a like if this is true, is to just wait for giant blocks of time to appear and then to start writing during those giant blocks of time. Because if you'll notice, the giant blocks of time never appear. You have to be very proactive. So the fact that you signed up for today's writer's retreat shows you being proactive. So I know that you can do it. What we're going to do now is kind of walk through this little system that I developed that, so I just want you to like kind of hear me on this because you might not believe me at first, but I promise that if you try to do this for just a week or 2 weeks, this is something that does work. I mean, it really works. So first of all, working 24/7 is not the answer to your problems. So I really think that working more isn't going to help you write more, but I hate to say working smarter because it sounds so jargony, but working at the times when you're the most clear, the most focused, and really reserving those times for writing as much as you can. So I don't believe in doing huge swaths of time for writing all the time, because I think that those huge swaths of time never appear, or only appear once or twice a semester tops, or in the summer, right? And we're leaving all our writing to the summer and things don't progress forward. So here's what I want to talk to you about. I want you to try to find the hours of the day that you are the most focused, that you have the most clarity, and that you have the most energy. And you'll see when you download the little, if you see the little graphics, I'm using, this is not my terminology, but I'm using the term tiger time. So like, think about, you know, those, when you're like ready to like roar, take over everything. Those are the prime hours of the day for you to be writing. So we want to try to reserve those hours. So the exercise that I developed for you to do that is a little kind of journal. And what I'm asking you to do in that journal, and you can do this over the next several days, it's something for you to implement later, is use a little color-coded system to label the hours of the day. So you're going to just print out that little PDF, and with a highlighter or a crayon or whatever you can find, you're going to just note to yourself how you feel as you're working through that part of the day. Okay, so the PDF has like a list of every hour of the day from about 5 in the morning till about 10 at night. And then it has like a coding system. So green is for when you have the most energy, inspiration, and drive. So you're just going to be going through your day, and then if you're feeling you're having a green hour, you mark the green on the journal. Blue for you still are going okay, but you need to take breaks to sustain momentum. Orange for being distracted, bored, tired, or procrastinating. And red is for when you're completely exhausted, like no clear writing or anything is getting done during that time. Now, why is this important to do? First of all, I think a lot of us, especially moms, sometimes we put the kids to bed and then are like, now the kids are in bed, so I can write. And you're completely exhausted and just collapsing. So you feel like you never get anything done because you're not hitting your best hours. So you would actually are adding work hours to your day, but they're not quality hours. So what we're looking for is to make our writing hours quality hours, okay? So when you go through this exercise, that's what you're doing by identifying your tiger time, is your time that you are, that you're really focused. Saria, thank you so much for saying I'm right. Yay. Okay. I really do think I am right about this. And I wouldn't share it with you if I didn't think so. So think about those moments where you can really write, like when things flow, like when we talk about flow, or you feel like you're in the groove or whatever. Not all of your time writing is going to be like that. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But that's what we want to do. We want to find those hours of the day. And I think that they're pretty consistent over the course of the day, which is why I created the little journal thing, activity for you to do and figure out what your hours are. Because you don't want to even try to write during the hours that you mark in orange and red. You want to really try to write during the hours that you mark in green and blue, because those are the hours you're going to have the most energy. All right, so once you've identified those tiger time hours, you need to block them in your calendar. Now, I know, busy people, that's easier said than done. But I'm going to give you a few kind of guidelines to help you do that. First of all, when you're trying to create consistency, I don't think that you should block more than 2 hours. Sure, it's awesome if you could write for 4 hours every day, but truthfully, you're not going to sustain that. That's not a sustainable system for most people. Okay, so you want to find your most inspirational time and see if you can block it on your calendar, and time of day, and block it on your calendar for in 1 or 2 hour blocks. And it doesn't have to be consistently the same every day, but trying to hit those green and blue times. You can break it up, so if you can hit an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon, that's awesome. If you could have 2 hours of focused energy writing time a day, you would totally move mountains. Okay, baby crying at the office door. Oh, poor baby. Okay, she's gonna have to wait. The idea, though, is to be realistic and consistent with blocking these hours off on your calendar. All right, the final part of this is to then align these times with your real life. So I think all of us would say that there's like an ideal of when we would be able to do these things. And then there's like actual life. Like we still have to pick up the kids from school. We still have to teach at a certain time, which is not always the time that we, want. So you have to be a little bit creative and you have to be a little bit diligent. So one thing is, can you get creative about trying to reschedule things that happen during your prime writing moments? So if you've been teaching in the morning because it gives you a big block of time in the afternoon, maybe it's better to teach in the afternoon and do writing in the morning, as long as you're very clear with yourself that your writing isn't going to get bumped by last minute prep. Okay, I'm looking at you. Okay, because this happens to me all the time too. Don't let your writing get bumped by last minute prep or by anything. Okay, so listen to your energy. We don't want to have excuses and say like, oh, I just can never do that because I never get the teaching schedule I want. Try to be good about getting your teaching schedule. Talk to your department chair. See what you can do to make the teaching schedule fit with your writing schedule. So, a few things just to wrap up. Done is better than perfect. I just can't emphasize this enough. Done is better than perfect. And also, consistent is better than perfect. Being consistent over time and hitting your mark more days than not is going to move you farther than waiting for like the perfect moment for writing. So there's a little bit of a balance here. You're trying to hit these like very energetic times for writing, but also giving yourself a break and realizing that not always are you going to be able to hit them. That's okay. But that if you build consistency, you'll make up for that kind of maybe lack of being able to hit your perfect writing times all the time. Okay, baby's, I'm going to bring baby over here because she's opening the door. Just a sec, I'm getting baby. Baby-ta. Hi, what you doing? Okay, here's baby. Yes, we're homesick today. Hi, look how cute you are. Look, there's us in the video. Okay, so just to recap. First, download the little PDF journal that talks about finding your tiger time. And over the course of 3 to 5 days, you're just going to fill out the journal using the little code in accordance to your energy level at these different times of working per day. The second part is you're going to block off or seek to block off your those hours on your calendar that are your highest energy writing times, your green and blue times if you go and look at the little code. And then the third step is to also be forgiving of yourself. Try your best. Yeah, here's baby. Hi, baby. Be forgiving of yourself. Also be creative. She's saying hi to everybody. Isn't that nice? Hi. Oh, my goodness. Okay, reschedule things if you have to. Get creative. Be diligent. Like, be very protective of your time. If somebody tries to schedule a meeting over your writing time, you say no. That's part of this thing, okay? You have to do it. So, that's my little spiel about creating a writing system. The idea, again, is done is better than perfect, and consistent is better than perfect. So, you're looking for consistency and... Oh, baby. Consistency and not perfection, because we're not perfect. We're just trying to move the needle a little bit every day. And sometimes we planned a writing retreat and everybody got a stomach virus, and so everybody's home with mommy today. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go write. Our next talk is going to be at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard. And it's called Getting Past Motivational Blocks. And I'm going to give you 10 ways, 10 ways to get past motivational blocks, because they're real. Okay, so get yourself a snack. Might be time for a mid-morning snack. Take a stretch, walk around, keep writing, and I'll see you in an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, bye. Say bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. She said bye. Bye.